Okay then, Gareth, for your home exercises, we want to really stabilize your cervical spine via the big strap muscles of the back of the shoulder, back of the neck, and back of the arm. And we want to mobilize where you're getting quite stiff through your thoracic spine. So to start with for you, we have already got you some tubular band with handles. And we're going to start off with some deep back arm line activation. So all this posterior chain anchors down your neck and your shoulders and creates a little bit of stability and strength. So round the door handle at home is sufficient. You're going to start off with a face pull. Okay, so that means that you're going to draw the handles towards your face. You're going to separate at the last minute and you're going to come into this external rotation and abducted position, if at all possible 90 degrees and 90 degrees. So that's 90 degrees at the shoulders, 90 degrees at the elbows. And you're going to hold, squeezing your shoulder blades together in that position for 10 to 15 seconds, and you'll feel it starting to burn between your shoulder blades. I want you to start with a static hold, an isometric as they call it, because it's then going to push you into your effective reps range. So after you've done an initial 15-second hold here, for example, and you're starting to burn a little bit, you're then going to just go into a few repetitions. Just 10 will be sufficient for now. Okay, and then once you've done a few reps of your face pulls, you're then going to work on a similar principle but with a straight arm, and you're going to come out just at 90 degrees out to the sides just for 5. Okay, and then you're going to lower the angle. You're going to come down another 5, and then you're going to turn your palms down and you're going to do your last 5 sweeping past your sides just like that. Okay, so you've started up here, you've gone to here, you've gone to here, you've gone to here, and you've rotated and gone down into here. Okay, and that will leave you feeling nice and warm all around that whole area. And it will prime you and activate you for what's to come for the rest of the day. The next thing I'd like you to do is, with your yellow band that you've tied into a knot into the hinge side of the door, make it sturdy, if you like, by then tying a sock or some sort of batten or something the other side, so it's just not going to move out of there. And then you're going to, as much as possible, keep the band as broad as you can. Okay, and you're going to be working on a clock face, eyes forward, chin slightly tucked, and just a little half step towards 12 o'clock, half step to 12 o'clock, and you're just going to do 4 to 5 steps on each side. You're then going to turn perpendicular, so 90 degrees to your anchor, and you're going to do a little side step, and just 5 times side stepping. The band is a yellow band, it's a light band, it should not be a challenging exercise, it should not be painful. Keep your chin lightly tucked and eyes directly forward. Swap to the opposite for another 5. Face your anchor, tuck your chin, step back, and then on the other leg, 5 on each side. And the final movement, if you can manage it, make sure your band is as broad as possible and take up the strain a little bit and do a rotational lunge out to the side, just a small one. So you're just stepping out and back, pointing your, if you're on a clock face, pointing your stepping foot towards, say, 4 o'clock. Okay, and just for 4 or 5, and then pointing your stepping foot to 7 o'clock. Okay, or 8 o'clock, whatever feels better. Okay, so now you've just done some dynamic stabilization of your neck in all 3 dimensions, lightly. It doesn't need to be a heavy exercise, and now you've created stability through the entire cervical segments. Okay, so we're trying to stabilize this C7, T1, C8 disc, if you like. Okay. Finally, I need you to then mobilize through the thoracic spine. So using a broom handle or a towel or something, but a broom handle is probably better. I want you to step forward, arms out in front of you, and I want you to hold reasonably close grip. So you're creating a solid loop, solid lever to your thoracic spine, and you are isolating this movement in this lunge position into your thoracic spine. Okay, you can then lift a little bit, so you're extending your thoracic spine, and again rotate left and right. You can swap legs, so you're doing it equally between both lunges. Okay, you can come into forward flexion a little bit, so you're flexing through your thoracic spine, and note that that is flexing through the thoracics rather than dropping the shoulders, extending through the thoracics rather than just lifting the shoulders. So extend through the thoracics and do some rotatory oscillations. Flex through the thoracics, do some rotatory oscillations. You can even widen your grip slightly and go into a side bend. So again, that would be side bend and maybe a flexion, or side bend and maybe an extension, and then oscillate on that rotational plane. Whatever happens, your mobilization is always the rotation. It just is then dependent on what other levers you put in before you start rotating. Okay, and just swap out the lunge in either direction from time to time. So if you're going to rotate to the left, have your left leg forward. If you're going to rotate to the right, have your right leg forward, and just work systematically mobilizing the thoracic spine in 3 dimensions as well. That little combination should provide mobility and dynamic stability of both the thoracics and the lumbar spine. The only other thing to mention is to get into the door frame and just do some gentle pec stretching, just light, just to create some space. Okay.